I returned the candidate's call. His first words shocked me. A candidate newly active in the job market reached out to me. He left a very professional message. His LinkedIn profile portrayed a high level, seasoned professional. When I returned his call from the same number he called, he answered saying, "Are you ready for this?" Remember, the recruiter said the candidate's first words shocked him. Well, here is the shocking statement. Hello? Can you believe it? The audacity, the disrespect, the unprofessionalism. How dare someone answer the phone with, "Hello"? The recruiter goes on to say, "I have never understood why professionals answer the phone without saying who they are. They never know who's on the other end and how important they may be to their business or their career. But a candidate active in the job market who should be expecting my return call should not answer the phone with hello, and certainly not answer with the tone that suggests, how did someone get this number? State your name. I always say, this is Jamie, and state it the way that conveys, I'm glad you called and I'm ready to talk." Are you as confused about this perspective as I am? The candidate left a super professional voicemail. His online presence is that of a high-level professional. But the fact that he answers the phone like a normal human being is a deal breaker. Apparently, this recruiter is looking for AI with skin on instead of an actual human being. He's looking for performance rather than a person. And here's why that kind of advice to me is just beyond out of touch. See, recruiters should be killing it right now. 69% of employers say they're struggling to hire people. They can't find people to do the jobs. 43% of them say they're short-staffed every single week. Employers are desperate for employees. And it's the same for those who are looking for jobs. 70% of those looking for a job say it's harder to find a job today. So let me see if I can make this just as simple as possible. Employers need employees. Job seekers need jobs, and recruiters are out there just tossing potential candidates over the way that they answer the phone. It's no wonder that everybody you talk to in the job market today, they're frustrated about it. So let me offer some, what I would say, not so common sense tips that I think can help everybody, recruiters, employers, job seekers. I think these little tips, these 4 things, can help everybody connect better so that we can all do what we're trying to do. The first is recruiters. Look, just keep the main thing, and that's matching employees with employers. So if you have forgotten about what your role is or what your job is, stop worrying about answering the phone and just match employees with employers. Nobody cares how someone answers the phone. They just don't. Care about what the person can do. Look for competence, not compliance. Competence isn't measured by how a person says hello or how they answer the phone. Their competence is measured by who they are and what they've done. So stop judging people for just minor, meaningless formalities. I'll say the word again, meaningless. If you're not hiring somebody because they said hello, listen, that's not the candidate's problem. That's a you problem. And I'm just going to tell you, I believe it's weird. And then for the candidates, just be yourself. Look, this kind of nonsensical pressure and stuff that's happening out there, just be yourself. This is the truth. You don't have to put on some kind of performance just to get a job. You don't have to be AI with skin on just to get a job. See, being overly polished or just trying to be someone that you're not, that may get you the interview, and that's great, but it won't get you to a place where you actually belong or to a place that you actually want to be. See, the right job wants you. They want who you are authentically. They want your skills. They want your personality. They want your perspective. And look, being professional doesn't mean you have to be fake. It just means that you show up prepared. It means that you're respectful and you're just being yourself. And let me let you off the hook on this. If it's not a fit, that's okay. You don't want to spend your time somewhere that you're always having to pretend. The goal is to find a place that values what you authentically bring to the table. Even your quirks, even the things that may seem out of step, those things can be strengths. Those things can actually add value because it's a different perspective. It's a different personality. And as long as you're playing on the team with everyone else, chasing the same win, it's a strength. It's not a liability. So just relax, be yourself, and trust that the right place will notice. And then 3, for the employers. I want to challenge you to build relationships, not filters. If you're short-staffed every single week, listen, I think it's time to rethink the way that you're hiring. Your process is broken. If you're relying on these recruiters who are worried about how people are answering the phone, it's time to go back to square one, get to the basics, get to the foundation, and let's rethink this hiring process. I'm going to encourage you here to get personal. Talk to people. Look, don't treat people like they're just a checklist. I'm going to encourage you to change your mindset in this entire hiring process. See, I believe the best teams aren't necessarily the best people. See, we think that the best teams have to be made of the best people. But I believe the best teams are just made of the right people. So when you're hiring, you're not just filling positions, you're building a team. So hire according to your values. So if you're worried about how they answered the phone, if you're being so kind of nitpicky about things that don't really matter, you need to look to the big picture. You need to look at your vision. You need to look at your values. You need to look at what's most important. And then look at that person and hire who they can be, not even necessarily who they are right now. Because you're going to invest, you're going to build, you're going to train them, you're going to invest in them. So when you see potential, if they match the values that you share, if they look like somebody you would want to work with and spend time with, that you could enjoy their company in your office with your team, look, hire for who they can be. If what you're doing now isn't working in your hiring process, change it. And then for all of us, for every one of us, remember that there's a human on the other side. At the end of the day, candidates, recruiters, hiring managers, look, we're all just people. We're trying to connect, we're trying to do good work, and we just want to make a living. That's it. It's really that simple. And it's easy to get caught up in resumes and metrics, job titles, or the LinkedIn profiles. You can do all of that and forget that there's a real human on the other side of every email, every phone call, or even every interview. Look, treat people like people. Everyone deserves respect. Even if the work relationship isn't right, if they're not a right fit, if it's not good for you, if it's not good for them, you can still leave people feeling encouraged and valued. It's just common decency that it just seems to be missing in our culture. This whole hiring process, it shouldn't feel like a chore or a dread. This should be exciting. Look, someone just found an incredible place to work. Good for them. That's exciting. Some employer just found an amazing new addition to their team. That's exciting. Why should something that is so good, why should it be so bad? Why should something that should be so exciting for both an employee and an employer, why should this feel so bad? It's broken. So pause for just a second and imagine the person on the other side as just that, a person. That mindset, that value that you find in people, it changes everything. And look, if we spent half as much energy listening as we do lecturing, maybe we wouldn't be in this process to begin with. Maybe we'd spend less time writing viral posts about phone etiquette, and we would actually spend more time filling jobs. So regardless of hi, hello, or this is Brandon, let's cut the nonsense. Let's get back to work because we've got work to do. Hey, I'm really curious about your thoughts on this matter. Is hello a deal breaker? Am I wrong about this? Let's talk about it in the comments. And if you enjoyed our conversation today, give it a like, subscribe for more content just like this, more conversations we can have, and then share this with a friend. But don't stop here. I've got other great conversations coming up now.